Hey guys, my name's David and this is Fate Unbound, and welcome to my travel trailer. In today's video, I'm going to share with you a few RV upgrades that I've done over the years that just didn't really work out the way that I had hoped. And then I'll also share a couple that I've done that I absolutely love and that I really think would help just about every RV, no matter if it's camper van, travel trailer, fifth wheel, motorhome, whatever. So yeah, by the end of the video, I hope this helps you avoid some of the mistakes that I've made, but also maybe give you some ideas for what you can do to your own RV. But before we get into it, I want to tell you real quick about this video's sponsor, you guys. That's right, this video actually doesn't have a sponsorship, but I wanted to really quickly take the time that I would normally insert a sponsor in here just to thank you guys so much for watching these videos, especially to the people that have been around since the very beginning, and there's so many of you guys. I see your comments all the time, and it just really makes me happy to know that, you know, quite a bit of you have been watching for a while. Before I started making YouTube videos, I didn't really understand or appreciate it when another creator or, you know, like a celebrity on a talk show or whoever would thank the viewers and tell them that, you know, they couldn't be where they are without them. They couldn't do what they're doing without them. You know, I thought that they were just pandering, but now that I'm doing it myself, I know that those words are absolutely true. I could not do this without you guys. I could not do it without your regular viewership, and I just appreciate you so much. So whether you're a first-time viewer, you're a subscriber that watches nearly every video, or you directly support me on Patreon, I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, because I love making these videos for you, and I love traveling and getting to see all of the back corners of this great country of ours, and I just feel really fortunate, so thank you. The first upgrade I want to talk to you about that I'm not so happy with is this Nature's Head composting toilet. Now, I do love having a composting toilet because it has allowed me to combine my gray tank and my black water tank into just one huge gray tank. It's, I believe, 75 gallons worth of gray water storage, so just a ton. And so that allows me to be out on boondocking sites and not really have to worry about filling up my gray tank as much. Because, yeah, if I was filling up both a black tank and a gray tank, you know, constantly flushing the toilet, etc., one of those tanks may fill up faster, so I'd have to drag my trailer out to a dump station earlier, you know, before I want to actually leave the site, just to dump, come back, set everything back up. And so, yeah, I love that I just have essentially one massive gray tank with no black tank for that reason, and also because I get to avoid a lot of the you know, maintenance that goes along with the black tank or some of the issues that can come with that. I just don't have to worry about. But something I didn't think about when I first bought and installed this composting toilet is that in the solids tank here, well, I guess I should say, if you're unfamiliar with composting toilets, there's a liquids tank and a solids tank. So it keeps the two separate so it doesn't create like a disgusting sewage. It just makes cleaning and maintaining it a lot easier. But in the solids tank, it has an agitator. And, you know, that made sense to me at first because inside that solids tank, you put like sphagnum peat moss, or I use coco coir, and that's just something that kind of, you know, just covers up the solids to reduce smells and whatnot. And so that agitator, the whole point of it is that after you go, you spin this knob right here, and it like spins that agitator to cover up the solids in that coco coir. And yeah, so that made a ton of sense to me. But now that I've had it for quite a few years, you know, I'm going on, you know, I'm at like 7.5 years as a full-time RVer, and I've had this composting toilet the whole time. That agitator actually makes cleaning this really annoying because you have to like put this top section comes off, and then you have to put like a plastic bag over it, and then you have to invert the entire thing, pound on it, dump it, spin the agitator to get everything out. And then that agitator is still dirty. The inside of it is still dirty, because obviously not everything is going to fall out and it's squeaky clean now. And because that agitator is in there, you can't just put a plastic bag in there. And that would make life a lot easier. I've seen a number of composting toilets that allow you to just put a plastic bag in there. There's no agitator, whatever. And so when it's time to dump it, you just take that bag out, dispose of that bag in a proper location, and then put a new bag in. It would be so much easier, so much less of a hassle. And so my advice to you is, even though the Nature's Head composting toilet is a very good composting toilet, you can tell that they've done a lot of work in designing it to kind of make it look like an actual toilet. Having that agitator in the middle is it's a deal breaker for me. I wouldn't buy this one again. I would buy one with just a completely empty solids tank that I could put a bag in. And, I would probably have to clean it more often because, since you can't agitate the coco core in there, then, smells might happen a little earlier. I don't really know. Or maybe, you could just have some coco core nearby, have a scoop, and after you're done, just dump the coco core on top. But Nature's Head composting toilet, I wouldn't go with. They're also super expensive. This thing was nearly $1,000, you guys. You can get much simpler composting toilets for a lot cheaper. I guess I should say I do have to dump this about once every 3 weeks. And so, even if I had one that I could put a bag in and I had to dump it once a week, just the ease and not having a lot of the mess, I think that would make my life a lot better. The second RV upgrade that I have regrets on is this bed lift kit that I installed because, the travel trailer that I have is a Keystone Springdale Summerland, and that basically means economy brand, very few bells and whistles, everything's manual, including under the bed. This under bed storage, it did not have a self assist. These gas springs, it didn't come with these. I installed these myself. And, you can see where these mount to here and down here. And then there's one on the other side as well. I loved this kit. I should say I still love this kit. It performed perfectly the entire time I've owned it until just recently. What happened is the factory hinge back where this platform hinges at, that hinge broke. And when that hinge broke, it pulled the other hinge out, the screws out, and so this platform actually isn't screwed in right now. And when that happened, it absolutely destroyed the gas springs on that bed lift kit. You can see how bent up this one is. And so I need to replace these gas springs. This one is actually bent too. It's bent right here. You can't really see it as easily, but I'm sure you can tell. And that really sucked. This whole thing just completely failed on me. There you can see I've just got everything propped up with this basket here so I can, at least show you. My main regret with this upgrade is that I didn't also upgrade the hinges. And I think everything would have been fine if I never would have gotten this new mattress because, those hinges were made for a much lighter RV mattress, but I have a very heavy, very thick residential mattress on this. It is still an RV short queen, but the quality and more importantly, the weight of it is like a residential mattress. It's very heavy. And so I just you know, those hinges that were on there were not meant for this. And so what I'm gonna do instead is I'm gonna upgrade the hinges to just some, you know, standard door hinges. These are gonna be a lot heavier duty. They've got a lot bigger holes, so I can use thicker screws as well, and they've got places for 4 screws instead of only 3 like the factory hinges have. And so that is the lesson that I learned, and you know, the little bit of wisdom I can tell you guys as well, is if you are going to install a bed lift kit like this, or if you have one already on your RV, because honestly most do, then if you're going to be putting heavy sheets on it, or if you're going to be upgrading the mattress to something that's a lot heavier, then I highly recommend you look into upgrading the hinges as well. I honestly wanted to go with a heavy duty piano hinge instead of these like door hinges, but there weren't on any of the home improvement stores nearby, and this is something that I just need to fix now, and I may switch these door hinges out for a heavy duty piano hinge in the future. But yeah, that's my advice to you guys. Upgrade your bed lift hinges, because when this failed, like having to lift it up and kind of like get it back into place and fumble around with it, I actually ended up hurting my back too. My upper back and my neck are killing me. Like I said, this mattress is really heavy, and I do have really heavy sheets on it as well. I've got a real thick duvet. And so yeah, there's a lot of weight on this, and it just doesn't feel good. And the last upgrade that I'm not super happy with is this no-seam netting that I replaced the screens that came on this travel trailer with. And the reason I thought that was a good idea is because the screen that came on this travel trailer was really wide. It wasn't dense at all. It was some of the holes in the screen were some of the largest that I've ever really seen. And I think some mosquitoes might be able to get through this. Certainly gnats can, and maybe even smaller flies. And I just didn't want any bugs getting in if possible. I love having the windows open. I have them open all the time. Only if it's like really, really cold outside do I close up the windows. And yeah, so I just wanted to keep out as many bugs as I possibly could. And also, you know, I had actually heard of no-see-ums, and I was afraid that you know, some parts of the country might have that other than just Florida. And so I thought that maybe I would need this for other parts of the country that might have really tiny biting bugs. But what I found is that this no-see-um netting is more of a pain than I think it's worth, because since those openings in it are so teeny tiny, it gets dirty so quickly. I actually just cleaned this about a month ago, and it's already due for another cleaning. And so I got to take all my screens out, wash them with the outside shower, scrub them, you know, really gently so to not rip it, because it's not very durable either. Sweetie has scratched these, you know, like the bed is just behind this, and so she's like scratched it wanting to go outside or something and just torn holes in it super easily. Whereas like an aluminum screen might be more durable than that, and also when they get really dirty, I found that it really restricts the flow of air through them. And, you know, so even when I have the max fan on high to pull air in, create a nice breeze through the trailer, just not a whole lot of air is coming through. And so I bought new screen, and I'm gonna finally replace this no-see-um netting with regular screen. And I think I'm gonna like that a lot more. The screen I got is nice and dense. It's denser than some of the other screens that I've seen. And so I think it's gonna be a good compromise between keeping out the vast majority of small flying insects while also allowing a lot of airflow, being more durable since it's aluminum, and also not getting freaking dirty all the time. All right, so that's enough of the negative RV upgrades. Now let's get to a couple positive ones. And one upgrade that I absolutely love is this wraparound butcher block countertop that replaced the U-dinette that used to be at the back of the travel trailer. That U-dinette was super uncomfortable. It took up this entire area, and by ripping that out and replacing it with this wraparound butcher block desk, it just created so much more room in this tiny travel trailer. You know, this travel trailer is only 24.5 feet long. It has no slides, and so opening up this space really makes this whole place feel a lot bigger and a lot more usable. I still have the whole area under the desk that I can use for storage with just some storage boxes, and I have more tabletop space to work in, or, you know, for storage of items on top of it as well. And it allows me to have a nice office style chair that can support my back properly, so I can sit at it for long periods of time editing video on the computer, and you know, my neck and back don't start hurting. I don't start getting tension headaches like I used to sitting at that dang U-dinette for hours on end working on the channel. And so yeah, if you've got a dinette in your RV too, you know, maybe consider doing something like this. I love it, and this is one RV upgrade I don't regret at all. And the last upgrade we're going to talk about, and one that I certainly do not regret at all, I love this thing so much, is my Max Air fan. Again, Keystone Springdale Summerland series. No bells and whistles, so it did not come with a max fan in this only exhaust vent opening in the entire trailer. It just had one of those small, you know, dinky computer fan looking things. And, you know, like I said before, I love having the windows open. I love, you know, I wanted to be able to create my own breeze with a proper exhaust fan like this. And so, yeah, one of the very first upgrades that I did to this thing was install this Max Air fan, and I'm so happy I did. It lets me stay more comfortable on hot days, and you know, you can see it's directly over my shower also. So after every shower, I can fire the Max Air fan up, and it's going to help carry all of that moisture, all of the wetness, and dry out the shower. It works extremely well, and I love it. I know in most RVs they have one of these Max Air fans, but you know, if you're doing your own camper van build, or if you have a lower end you know, unit like what I bought that they didn't put a Max Air fan in, then I highly recommend you do. They're amazing. And you know, even if you do have one Max Air fan already, but then your one in the bathroom is not, then, you know, putting one in there also is going to help just draw more air through the entire unit. Having two fans going instead of one does make a huge difference. But that's it for this video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed having me share some of the issues I've had with the upgrades I've done, so that you can avoid those. And you know, this isn't all of the upgrades I've done to this travel trailer. I have a whole playlist of all of the upgrades, all of the RV DIYs I've done, if you want to check those out too. I didn't want to make an exhaustive video. I mostly just wanted to help you avoid those pitfalls that I've made. But if you enjoyed the video, then please consider subscribing. It would really help me out. My name's David. This is Fate Unbound. This is Sweetie, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Sweetie girl, say bye. Oh, good girl. You're a good girl.